Oh!
It's r2youtube.com. That's R2 youtube.com, and tell them Velvet sent you. Oh yeah.
Let's go down! This is Rasslin Rage! Do it now! This is Rasslin Rage! This is Rasslin Rage! Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade!
We're at the end of BCWA Saturday night. Returns, right? BCWA returns after a year and a half hiatus from COVID, right? And in the opening match, we have a battle royal with, I don't know what, 30, 40 people in it.
I think it's like 20.
20, all right, we'll go 20.
Pretty
So
sure it's 20.
23, I was looking at, our timer was 23 minutes, that match. And then you went in on a 1v1 with, you go in on a 1v1 with James Alexander, which is somebody you've seen before in a wrestling
We have
ring.
a ton of experience.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And now you are the BCWA Heavyweight Champion again.
Yep.
Again, I might add. Again.
Was this third time, I think?
Third time, I
Yeah.
think so. But first of all, let's talk about, you haven't really been wrestling in COVID, and not, you've been doing acting and all that good stuff, but
Right.
here you are now, you're the champion, and that's got to feel pretty awesome, huh?
It's definitely pretty interesting. Honestly, I think the last time I wrestled was actually BCWA about, what was that, March?
Yeah,
February, March
yeah.
2020. So it's been almost a year. I call it a year and 3/4.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So to me, I was actually really nervous today. I felt like I was dealing with a lot of rust.
Okay.
I haven't even taken a bump. I haven't hit the ropes in like a year and 3/4. This is
wow.
like literally my first time back in a ring.
Wow.
Period in the past year, over a year and a half. So I mean, there are some nerves that come up, and you're just hoping that you're doing well enough in there to make sure that people are enjoying what you're doing.
Oh, yeah,
But
absolutely.
it is, it is what it is. If some people enjoy it, awesome. If they
Right.
don't enjoy it, it is what it is. But it felt good to be back in it.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk a little bit about BCWA for a second, because I think that tonight proves, in my mind, that BCWA is one of the elite promotions in the state because, first of all, no advertised matches. Nobody knew who was going to be here other than a couple guys. And yet this place was packed.
Which is ballsy if you think about it.
It is,
yeah, absolutely.
You know how ballsy that is, not announcing any single person to be wrestling here, not announcing any matches beforehand. Like
Right.
that's
Yeah.
really ballsy for an independent show.
Yeah.
The only, and it came right out and said, it's a secret card. I mean, just flat out said, we're not telling anybody.
Right.
But I mean, like you said, it says a lot for them to say, yeah, we're not telling anyone anything. Tickets are $15. Be here or don't. And
Right.
people were.
Yeah.
So that makes me think about it. Does that make that championship that little bit more special because of that backing that BCWA has from the people, and obviously it's got something going for it, right?
Right. Yeah. No, I think there is there is a level of specialness to it, especially considering that the people coming here weren't coming for any particular wrestler.
Right.
They're coming here specifically for the 4 letters, right?
Right.
And I think that says a lot about the fan base here. It's not so much a dedicated, like, oh, they're just fans of Logan, or they're just fans of Uncle Chase. They're fans of BCWA. And whatever that means in terms of who they cheer for and who they boo, I think that says a lot about just their energy level for the shows themselves. And that's always a really, really good thing to have, that people are excited to be part of the show regardless of who's on and who's not.
Now, when you found out that you were going to be part of this battle royale, were you excited, or were you like, oh, I'm winning this?
Again, for me, it was, there is a level of excitement, and then there's also, like I said, a level of nerves. How rusty am I going to be? Am I going to be able to perform the way I used to? Am I going to feel this year and a half off? What's going to happen? Clearly, I got a nice little knot. I got a nice little egg
that's
in
a
my head,
nice
so
one.
It wouldn't be a BCWA show without me bleeding somehow.
You
But
do
yeah,
have a record going right now, don't you, with the bleeding out of BCWA?
I
show?
bleed in every single match.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, there is a level of excitement. It's a lot of different emotions,
Yeah.
I just wanted to make a good impression out there, and I wanted to, just make sure the crowd left entertained. Regardless of whether or not they're going to cheer me or boo me, I don't really care as long as
Right.
they're reacting.
Right.
That's the most important thing.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
Say that everyone came out here not for a particular wrestler. They came out here for those 4 letters. And as the champion of those 4 letters, does that put an extra level of stress on you, or
Oh,
are
hell
you
yeah.
just gonna go out and keep doing what you're doing?
Oh, that gives me so much stress, man. I mean, there's so much great talent here. Like I said, Logan, Uncle Chase, you got Bill Martell, you got Maserati Rick, you got Soul Taker. I mean, you got like a ton of different people here that, even more consistently than I've been. They've been wrestling for the past year and a half.
Right.
So it puts a lot more pressure on me to be able to perform up to their level and try to exceed it, right? I'm the type of person where if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it better than anybody else, period. End of story. Or at least I'm going to attempt it, and I'm going to try to, right? Regardless of whether or not I have the best match on the card, that's not so much the question. To me, it's more so who's going to try the hardest. And if I'm trying the hardest, that's what matters the most. So
Exactly.
I think going forward, now that I've shaken the rust off and, I'm back at it, I finally got back in the ring and I got the feel for it again. I think going forward, you're going to see a lot more old Justin Main and a lot of new Justin Main.
Okay.
I'm playing around with things a little bit. I'm kind of
Alright.
looking at wrestling a little bit differently. I'm looking at my style, at my gimmick, at everything, just with a whole new set of eyes.
Right.
A year and a half off, it makes you think a lot. It makes you
Right.
kind of look at things differently than how you used to.
That's it. We talk a lot about that. Some guys took COVID and did nothing with it. Other guys took COVID, and you see a brand new person. Some of them physically, some mentally. Where they just were like, all right, you know what? I didn't like what was going on then.
Right.
Here's a brand new start. Now I can be whoever I want to be again. And we've seen so many people do that, and it's really good to see it.
Well, I mean, this guy here, he's got a whole acting career going on right now.
That's it. I mean,
You're on what is it, Showtime? You're on a show there?
American Rust.
American Rust. He's on Showtime. He's got his own movie coming out. You've
Yes.
written and directed this movie?
I did not direct it. I produced it.
Produced it.
It's
Okay.
called Crow, it's inspired by the Crow movie that came out in 1994, and then the sequels and comics.
So far, all the stuff.
Inspired
I
by
mean, if people haven't checked it out on YouTube, they need to, because so far all the stuff that I've seen has been great.
Thank you.
How long have
I'm
you been
excited
acting?
to see it come out?
How long have you been acting?
Professionally, for the past 7 years, 8 years now, consistently. I've been acting since the age of 16, though. So that would be about, let me do my math here, 17-ish years
Okay.
at this point, because I'm 33.
Nice.
So been acting for a while, but things are starting to take off
Right,
pretty
yeah.
considerably
I was
over
gonna
the past
say.
year.
That's
No.
great.
With this being your first match back, you win the title, and you now, for your second match back, have put the biggest targets that you can put on your own
I
back.
know,
yeah,
right?
absolutely.
The funny thing is, I think a lot of people are thinking that I'm exposed now. That oh, Justin Main, he's back. He took a year and a half off. Like, if there's ever a time that we can just beat the crap out of him, if we can really take that title from him, now's going to be the time.
Right, absolutely.
It's almost like he's coming back at it fresh. And the problem is that they're not looking at it from the other point of view of, I'm literally going to bust my ass to make sure I keep this belt as long as possible. Like, I'm making sure that I am the strongest performer on the card. I'm going to make sure that I am wrestling harder and better than anybody else.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that I can define myself as champion.
Right.
I don't want to be a paper champion. I don't want to be some guy that holds the belt but doesn't actually deserve it.
Right,
I
right.
want to deserve it. So.
Right.
Now,
You've only
speaking
had
of
the belt for a few hours,
Right.
and already while sitting in the chair you're sitting in, we had TJ Myers say, he wants a shot at your belt.
He
I
did
know
say that.
every
He did
guy-
say that.
specifically said he wants Justin Main.
He did
You
say
know,
that.
every
Got it,
guy
Justin Main.
back there saying, they want a piece of you. They want a piece of that belt. Is there any? So, like you said, you kind of have a target on your back from everyone else. Is there anyone that you're looking at for your first title defense?
Ooh, good question. Uh-oh.
That's tough. I mean, I mean, there's this old man right over
There
here.
we go.
Don't call him that. That's very mean.
Oh, I'll tell you, bro.
He's got more hair than I do, though.
He's got more hair than I do.
Right. Hey. Okay.
Congratulations on the belt, my
Yes,
friend.
absolutely.
Beat my guy.
But I mean, in regards to who I'm looking forward to, I mean, really, honestly, anybody at this point of my career, I just want to put on great matches. Like that's the most important thing to me. I want people to talk about the matches that I'm in. It doesn't really matter who I'm against. I just want to put on match of the year candidates. That's all I care about. So it could be Uncle Chase. It could be Logan. It could be TJ Meyer. It could be honestly anybody. It could be James Alexander again.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that these matches are going to be the best matches on the card. Period.
Yeah.
That's all I care about.
Absolutely.
And like we talked with TJ, about, and I really wish I would have asked him too about. He was in there with you and James Alexander. I mean, TJ's still fairly new,
Right.
And he said, that quote. That's why he deserves the shot, is because he lasted and was in there with you and James Alexander, which
Okay.
I mean is a huge pat in the back for you guys. That he realizes that he was in the ring with Justin Maine
Right.
and James Alexander.
Right.
But for him to be there was good too, and I would love to see you and TJ.
Howdy, Matthew Priest.
I'm just eavesdropping.
Everybody wants a piece of the champ right
No,
now.
I'm good. You guys don't need to interview me. I just want to hear the conversation.
But yeah, no. In regards to TJ, let's go. I mean, honestly, yeah. If you're one of the last few guys in the ring, I have
Yeah.
no qualms about that.
Well, he specifically said he wants it.
Here's my thing though. He needs to be ready. If he feels he's ready at this point to challenge for the belt, let's go for it. I'm not opposed to doing that. He just needs to know that, going into this, he's going to have the best match on the card. He has to go into that.
Yeah.
He can't slack off. He can't get lazy. I'm going to push him, and I'm going to push him hard. I welcome him to try to get this belt off of me. Please get this belt off.
I would
Try
love to see that match.
That's going to be a good one. I just hope that, like he says, TJ's ready. I
Better
love
be ready.
TJ, but he's got to be ready. He's got to be at that caliber, right? You know what
and
I'm
that's
saying?
it. Sometimes in our youth,
We say a
tend to
lot of
be-
stupid
yeah,
things.
We tend to be a little
Believe
quick.
me, I've said enough.
Yeah, we tend to be a little quick on the draw, and we're not
Right,
quite.
Absolutely.
The quote is more than brains.
Right, yeah.
Workouts and brain.
Well,
Yeah.
now I do want to say thank you for joining us tonight,
Of course.
man. I know because you're busy, and I know you got a lot of stuff going on. So before we go any further, I do want to say thank you
Well, you're very
for
welcome.
doing
Thank you-
that.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate
Oh
it.
yeah, absolutely. I remember Justin Maine was actually my second or third. No, you were my first interview ever on site at Blue Water Championship.
You're right, yeah. That was
and
in
I
the
was
ring, right?
so
Yes.
fucking
That was
nervous.
that in-ring interview. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was so nervous, but now I've been at it for a little bit longer, so it's a whole different Cody now.
I was gonna say the confidence is over your eyes. I see it. It's a whole new look.
Yeah, it's all different. But we've been seeing you. Wow, man, Blue Water, man, that was like 4 or 5 years
7
ago.
years now
Yeah,
we've
something
been
like that.
following
So,
you.
this guy here, he's talked about wanting the title at some point too. The Dread King Logan. You guys met before though. in the
Oh
ring.
yeah, I've known Logan since, man, probably 2006, 2007. So we go way back.
Yeah.
I'm proud of the guy. He's done a lot of great work, especially in the past year.
Right.
He's gotten himself into peak physical condition. He's in amazing shape. Honestly, if there's anybody I'm really really nervous about, it's him. He's in incredible shape.
The more fit he gets, the less clothes he's wearing. It's kind of a disturbing trend, but-
So you're saying if he loses another 10 pounds, he's gonna be wearing a Speedo in the ring?
yeah.
Yeah.
At that point, I don't want to wrestle. I'm good. I'm good.
So on that note, we have a new Blue Water. I get so confused. There's so many.
BCWA.
Yeah, there's so many acronyms now, but BCWA. All right. I want to say thank you to the new champion for joining us tonight, and we wish you best of luck in your
Thank you.
acting career as well as the next time when what is it, November? What did they say?
November 20th.
28th. So November 28th, we're back here at the Copeland Center,
Sounds
and
great.
we'll see if he defends or not.
I'm curious to see who I'm going to be going up against.
Right, we
I
don't
wonder
know.
if it's going to be another secret card.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
I would run with
Maybe.
that for a little bit, honestly.
Hey,
cool.
See if they can, because obviously they can.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's going down. This is Rasslin Rage. Do it now. This is Rasslin Rage. Scream it out loud. This is Rasslin Rage. Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade. It's going down. This is Rasslin Rage. Do it now. This is Rasslin Rage.